So today is John Boden's birthday. Now, John is a longtime friend of mine, and of course we've collaborated on a few projects and are working on one right now over the past few years. But he's just a phenomenal guy. Love him to death. A great guy. The thing about John's writing, though, he has such an incredibly unique voice. The turns of phrases that he uses, the way that he puts them together. You know, every writer's voice is unique, but there's something about the way John puts things together that just makes him stand out and be different. Now, John, you and I have joked, a few years back, I think, about when we're working on a project. It sort of makes, it sort of reminds me of the old Highwaymen with, Cash and Willie Nelson and Waylon. And one of the things that those guys used to do is they would play each other's songs, and it was a form of flattery. It was a nod in their direction. So today, John, I'm going to sing one of your songs. This is the beginning of Walk the Darkness Down. April 1866. How old's the farm? The young child asks. Thunder rumbles low outside, and the rain sounds like stones on the roof. It sounds like scurrying. Older than mine, and mine father, and perhaps even in his, the old man replies. The cacophony of the storm trying to smother his voice. The timber walls creak and whine. How old is this land? The child continues. A cloud rolls across the man's face. His features sharpen and draw up like the mouth of a grain sack. Older than my memory and older than all the time I've been here, and I'd wager just as dark. Has it always been strange here? Have the shadows always spoke? The boy's eyes are jewels, twinkling with a mixture of excitement and fear, terror and awe. Yes, sometimes louder and other times barely a whisper, but still the answer is yes. Still, always. The young boy looks at the man and smiles. It'll be mine one day? The man frowns and his eyes appear sad. He coughs a time or two into his fist and then runs his thumb along his bottom lip, and it comes away red. If it'll have you, I reckon. That's the way of the thing. You don't lay claim to it as much as it puts its mark on you, and lo, have many been marked. The boy crawls into his bed and pulls the ratty quilt over his head. A few feathers from his pillow flutter in the dim. The old man coughs slightly into his hand once more, and flings what comes up into the fire. It hisses and sizzles, and whispers in tongues. The smoke goes up the flue, and into the night, where it is eaten greedily. The boy steals a look to the window, and swears he sees pale shapes and fleeting faces, wide red eyes and mine-shaft mouths, stippled with tiny, sharp points. He turns his head to the wall and covers it with the blanket. The old man bows his head and outens the lamp with a sour breath. The darkness consumes, and its whispers rise and threaten to bury his prayers alive. So if you haven't read Walk the Darkness Down by John Boden, you need to fix that. It's a phenomenal book, and it's available in trade paperback online at Amazon, of course. John, happy birthday, buddy. I love you to death.